Yep. Ayano is as special as I thought she would be. He makes my uterus tremble. Damn, girl. And then she wants to be a super a super Meido. Great episode, episode 7 of Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. A really good episode because it kind of has a sprinkle of so much stuff in here. More showing how much Kuze seems to subconsciously really like Masha. I like that Grab Your Model magazine where he kind of points out Masha, pretty much Masha. That was really great. Yes, and really getting into the Soul family and how apparently they're run by Colonel Sanders. So I guess the reason why Yuki, their family is so rich is maybe they run KFC. The Colonel is literally her grandfather, so there's where all that money comes from. But no, anyways. Also getting quite a bit into masks that people wear, which I think is a really cool thing to get into with this series because it does feel like a lot of the characters have masks. Kuze obviously has a mask that he puts on all the time. And yeah, we already know that obviously Yuki puts on a mask when she goes to school, and she has this different persona when she's with Kuze. But the question mark is that persona that she has whenever she's around Kuze alone, is that one a mask that she's putting on for him? Really good question mark there. I honestly did kind of question that. Is she really a geek otaku dork that we all love, or is that just something she created? It's a very good question mark. And yes, we finally have the appearance of Sayaka, which at this point I really don't like. Finally, a character shows up in the show that I don't like. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Chisaki, but yeah, Sayaka, no, doesn't do it for me. Now, I do have to admit, there's already this feeling that I have with her character that she's going to be sort of the trope sports character. Typically in sports anime, and it's a competition kind of thing in Japan, is that whoever beats you, there's an amount of respect there and a desire for them to win. It's sort of the idea of if somebody beats me, they better win the competition, otherwise I look like I lost to the loser. So there could be a sense here that she doesn't like the idea that Kuze is simply with somebody besides Yuki. Because yes, before she got beat by Kuze and Yuki, and she assumes they're going to win. So if Kuze goes to somebody else, it kind of looks bad upon her. So she just doesn't like the idea. So she's like, what did she do? She obviously must have tricked Kuze into joining her. He should be with Yuki. Why did you take her away from So? She needs to be with her. And so she's mad about that. And then yes, even going so far as, okay, once you realize that Alya didn't trick him, she just wants to crush Kuze. Get him out of the picture because I can't have him lose. And so that's what it feels like it's kind of going into with the idea of building the meeting and everything like that, which is, yes, I would admit, a little bit over-dramatized, but I think there is a sense of importance here because this is sort of something that will reflect on their futures, and thus there's a lot of competition here. But yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll see where that goes. I don't know, we'll probably dive into the past trauma of her losing. Maybe we'll bring in the other girl as well. I'm looking forward to it either way. So but yeah, the episode proper, opening up with getting a meeting with the ninja maid. The meeting with Ayano, which again was really interesting, getting into the So family. It seems that despite that, it seems like the So family has or at least the grandfather has basically said, okay, Kuze, get the hell out of here. You abandoned us. You left the family. Don't ever act like you're a So family member. But yet right here, she's implying to him that he doesn't like the idea that the two of you are competing. Why are you going up against Yuki? He doesn't like that. And it probably could, I mean, it sort of gives an indication later on that Yuki has never beat Kuze. He's a genius. So there is a sense there where they could think that Kuze could end up beating her and it'll look bad upon the So family name. And so he's pretty much trying to threaten Kuze. And he's like, oh, wow, he told me to leave the family, told never come back, but now he's concerned again. Like now he wants to get involved in my life again. It is a bit frustrating there, and I'll be interested to see if that comes to a head before the season's end. It does seem like that's going to be an overall plot line, is possibly the So family. It seems to be something that was only here recently brought into the picture. But anyways, but yes, of course he tells her that, have your feelings changed for Yuki? No, my feelings have not changed. She's still the most important person in the world to me. Got her all kind of worked up and bothered. And so Ayano goes back to Yuki and tells her that her uterus was trembling. Admiration is so much better. She's like, so did your opinion of my brother change? No, he's still the most amazing person ever. My uterus was trembling. Wait, hold on a second. You don't have feelings for my brother, right? No, I could never believe that I could become his girlfriend. Again, it's getting that whole thing where she has so much admiration and that's her role. That's her position as a retainer. She can't have feelings with Kuze. Sure. Whatever, girl. It's sad, though. It is a sad thing. It's a dorky thing. It's a comedic thing. But at the same time, it's a sad thing. This idea of her feeling that she's never going to be somebody that could ever have Kuze because she's a mere servant. And it's funny. But yeah, she ends up telling her that, yeah, he said that you were the most important person in the world to him. And Yuki turns around and sticks her head out the window. I almost screamed out loud how much I love my brother and at school. That would have been really bad. Yeah, dorky little moment there. But again, right here, getting into the fact that Yuki is acknowledging that my brother is a genius. Yes, she probably would have loved to have him at her side, but she is sort of bringing upon herself the role that she wants. Again, the thing that they've kind of hinted at here is that Alya is somebody that could possibly help Kuze out of his rut. The thing that they keep hitting on is the idea that Kuze feels like he cannot be relied on. He's an unreliable person, and additionally that he could never find love because he feels that love is unreliable. And Yuki has been trying to help him sort of get that confidence back in himself. This is the thing that she wanted to support him for. And now Alya's here, somebody that he could possibly support and do that same thing with, but Yuki doesn't trust that she's going to go all the way through with it. And so, yeah, she's going to turn herself into the enemy of Alya in order for the two of them to have to compete against her. She's becoming the villain. Like, she turns around and says, I look like a great villain, don't I? This is a challenge for her, and she's going to take it on. Not only have I never beat my brother, but now he has a powerful ally as well. This is going to be a challenge. I look like the villain. Yuki's a dork. I love her so much. Yeah, we have the little scene where he's at the classroom, and yes, he points out, a gravure model that looks like Masha. Subconsciously, this guy really likes how Masha looks, right? But yes, getting into different likes and girls and how Alya's off to the side, completely not falling into any of those categories, and the snow just falling on her. He did say that he likes somebody that he could be a friend with. And so Alya's like, yes, I won that one. It was super cute. But now that's when we get into the student council room. There's two things in this particular scene. The first one being, of course, Ayano. Getting into Ayano, yes, the fact that when she was in second grade, she really liked her grandparents, and so she really badly wanted to be a retainer just like them. Their family have always been the So family's retainers, so she apparently trained out of them. A cute little kid Ayano just trying to do all these old trainings so that she can remove her presence and be like the wind. It was super cute. But yeah, again, kind of almost slipping out that she has a great admiration for Masachika. And again, it is a question of what came first. I'm assuming that, yes, she probably admired her grandparents, became a retainer, and then started living with the So family, and then at that point pretty much just loves Kuze. But unfortunately, yes, Kuze leaves, and then she starts to work under Yuki, and I would imagine that working under Yuki, what comes from that? Yuki probably constantly talking about Kuze, and the two of them probably just bouncing off each other. Admiration and love just constantly going off. But I know it could be a thing where he's seen Masachika, really liked him, and then realized, oh, he's a part of that family. My grandparents work for that family. I want to become a member. He could have driven her out of admiration to, want to become one of the retainers. I don't know. We'll see. But no, she nearly slips it out. And he goes over there and she's got admiration. Her eyes just like glowing. It's so dorky. But that's when we get into the masks. And I like I said before, I really like this stuff. First, talking about Alya, Yuki, and Masha. And how everybody's pointing out, okay, obviously, Yuki's loving this. She's very much so into psychological stuff and manipulating people. And then you have Alya over here, and it's like, no, it's because Alya just wears everything on her sleeve. Her emotions are obvious. Nothing's hidden there. And then you have the opposite to Alya is Masha. Masha is somebody that hides her feelings, which I don't think they've ever kind of indicated this before. They're noting that, yes, Masha is really good at hiding something. There's something deep in there. I like the entire time Kuze's thinking of stuff, and you have Chisaki is over here, and she's just blurting it out. But no, they're indicating here that Masha isn't the meek person. She's creating this persona, and her real feelings are underneath there, and so it is kind of scary that she never really shows her true feelings. And this is something they hit on as they go and get drinks. Kuze's trying to prod at her, what is her true self? And does she just bring on this meek personality just for Alya? You're always meek around her. Is this a persona that you create around her? Would you ever show her that your real self? And I like it because it is technically getting into a reason why she's doing that, and that's because that's her way of feeling like she can support Alya. She likes Alya so much, how hard Alya actually works, and she's always wanted to support Alya by being that meek person that's always at her side supporting her. I like how they put it in the idea that siblings have a special relationship. They're closer than really anybody else, and you can't help but care about each other. And I think that's a good point, because if they weren't siblings, she wouldn't have that desire as much as anybody else to really support her. This is something that only she can really see, and something that she wants to work really hard for. And that, of course, reflects off to Kuze. How he doesn't ever feel inferior to Yuki because, yeah, thanks to the fact that she's always saying that how much she loves her brother. But that makes him question, okay, Masha has this persona that she puts on for Alya. She's always this meek person, almost indicating the fact that she wants to create this relaxing atmosphere around her and always kind of support her in that way. Well, does Yuki have this other persona, this idea of being this dork otaku? Is she doing that for me? He's like, no, that's her normal self. That has to be her normal self. Which, yes, like I said before, I kind of felt that was the thing there. That whenever Yuki is in public or at home, she always has to be prim and proper. And I always felt that whenever she was with Kuze, she was being relaxed. This otaku self is where she finally gets to do whatever the hell she wants. I want to read these smutty manga. I want to goof around. I want to be dorky. I want to play. But whenever she's with everybody else, she has to be the So family member. That makes more sense to me, especially since with Ayano in private, she's kind of a dork too. Like, she doesn't get otaku-y and jumping around, but she does show that goofiness, that raspiness in her voice. She brings down those shields. So that makes me believe that because she acts that way impartial with Ayano, that's her true self. But no, that's when Masha says not to tell this secret to Alya and says that you're hiding your serious side as well. Again, she kind of sees through that Kuze is, of course, putting on this persona himself. And additionally, having Masha once again just completely dismantle Kuze, gives him the head pat, yosh, yosh. She's just good at just completely destroying his barriers. He's like, yeah, I can't help but put down my shields when I'm around her. He's got that comfort whenever he's around Masha, which makes sense. Again, we're indicating here that Masha always has this supporting and meek personality around Alya. She's really good at comforting people. And again, how much Alya her entire life has always been pushing and pushing, Masha had to be there to sort of comfort her and kind of chill her out a little bit. So yeah, she's really good at completely dismantling Kuze. Anyhow, that's my thoughts on episode 7. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit that like button down below, comment. Let me know what's the thought of the episode. Additionally, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe before you leave. If you like this content and you want to support the channel more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it, but it does. Until next time, y'all take care.